Australia continues to be the winner when it comes to trade with Papua New Guinea. It's a trend the PNG government at least once reversed. This imbalance, as some commentators view it, is an unannounced reason behind PNG's look north. Bradley Gregory reports.
Evidence suggests that there was trade within country. The coastal villages traded foodstuff and material goods such as ornaments and artifacts with people in the rugged interiors of PNG. Externally, routes extend far and wide where trading occurred within the region. How complex and diverse trade may have been since then, in today's world it's become even more sophisticated. The principle, though, is still there, an agreement between the two or more parties taking part in the process. PNG and Australia have become significant trade partners in the region over the years. This relationship continues. A surprise today visit by Australia's Assistant Minister for Trade, Tourism and Investment, Keith Peat, to the country was aimed at strengthening PNG's existing relationship with Australia in the areas of trade.
Minister Maru is very passionate about local agriculture, particularly growing and increasing things like pineapples, cattle, dairy. As someone who comes from an agricultural background, as a former farmer, I understand the passion for that industry. In Australia, it is one of the key pillars of our economy moving forward. It's an area for growth for both countries. Certainly look forward to continuing discussions and negotiations.
However, the irony of the trade relationship is that it's never been formal. Formal in a sense that while both countries, Australia considered being the big brother in this part of the Southern Hemisphere and PNG in the region, PNG's trade relationship with Australia hasn't been printed in black and white.
Trade over the last 40 years has just evolved rather than trade being based on clear policies. Our government's intention is to grow and deepen the trade with Australia, and that we must do on the back of a very clear framework and a clear agreement between our two countries.
However, Australia's renewed interest in PNG is strategically timely. It comes when PNG is turning its eyes to Asian markets for trade and technical expertise in commerce and agriculture.
The public is not interested in pay surplus. In fact, I've issued instructions that none of our officers will be engaged in any more pay surplus negotiations with the region. I think Papua New Guinea is not a small island state. We need to be treated quite differently. We don't want to be part of pay surplus because I don't see any net benefits to Papua New Guinea by involving ourselves in a regional agreement. We want to talk about a bilateral trade agreement with Australia that will ensure we grow employment, create employment for Papua New Guineans, that will ensure that the trade between our two countries in terms of the trade deficit, which is currently in Australia's favor by 6 billion annually, I want to reduce the trade deficit, and that means Australia has to help us export more Papua New Guinea goods to Australia.
Aside PNG's commerce, its tourism sector has been one that has yet to be clearly defined. One such event that will boost the sector and PNG's standing relations with Australia is Kokoda's 75th anniversary next year. Both countries are looking forward to supporting the event.
I'd expect that you'll see a great influx for the 75th anniversary of Kokoda. I actually have a great uncle who was on the track, who was involved in the army, who's still alive in his mid-90s, who I talk to regularly about what happened here and the great support that he had from the people in PNG. I think it is a growing opportunity for the tourism market, particularly for young Australians. I look forward to promoting those opportunities, of course, with your local ministries.
I think next year will be 75 years. We need to celebrate it properly and give it the proper meaning that it deserves. This is an important historic aspect of our nation, and how the two nations came together, Papua New Guinea and Australia. We fought side by side. Our fathers shed blood together on this track, and 75 years on also signifies the deep relationship that we have.